very intense brain fog,
Hmm.
but it went away like after in a couple hours.
Hmm.
And the next day I was fine,
Hmm.
and I figured it was just my body getting used to it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Then the second dose is when I crashed. So I took it at night,
Hmm.
and then I went to bed. And an hour later, I wake up um, drenched in sweat, and
Hmm.
that's when I had the crash. It was anhedonia, couldn't feel emotions.
Hmm.
I felt like an old man, like 90 years old.
Yeah. Did
Everything
you?
gave me like a panic attack.
Everyone, this is Mark Millick with the Moral Medicine YouTube channel. So today I have the pleasure of speaking to Nathan. Nathan is a PFS patient that's here to tell his story. So Nathan, appreciate you joining us, man.
All right, thank you, Mark. You want me to just go with the questions, or
Yeah, I'll ask him, man. It's all good. So yeah, man, we'll jump into it. Basically, I ask the same questions typically in every interview here. So we'll start off with this, man. Do you mind giving me your age, number one, and then kind of give me a rundown of what your life was like before you took finasteride?
I was 20. I'm 22 now. I was 21 when I took finasteride,
Okay.
and before I took it, my life was going pretty great.
Hmm.
Um, I was taking a break from school, and I just moved out, and I was socially was doing great. Loved hanging out with friends. Loved doing stuff outside.
Hmm.
Um, was a very excitable person,
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean that all changed pretty much.
I get that, man. Were you in college at the time?
No, I was taking a break. I was in community college before, but
Okay,
I didn't really know what to do. So
sure. Yeah. So at what point did you just decide to start taking finasteride, and what was the reason? I'm assuming hair loss.
yeah, I was losing some hair. I was noticing it um, getting thin in like pictures in the mirror and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
losing it in the shower.
Yeah.
And all the men in my family are bald, so decided to get on Keeps
Hmm.
and get a prescription. You just talk to the guy, the doctor. It's like a 5 minute conversation on text,
Hmm.
and he just gets it immediately. Wasn't told any major side effects, just sexual stuff. Like very rare side effects of um, sexual side effects, and anxiety, depression. Nothing
Right.
like bad.
Right. Nothing that was like too alarming or anything. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it
and
wasn't. It wasn't. It was just like normal.
right. I don't know if you saw they had like a statistic on there for how many people experience those side effects, but they typically tell you it's relatively rare. And if you do
Yeah, it was like five
experience
percent
this,
experience side effects and like 0.1
right.
percent experience PFS or whatever. And they
Yeah.
say PFS, it isn't that bad, but it's not even real. And
Yeah.
it's just anxiety and depression. And
They dismiss PFS. Did they say anything about PFS on there? Like, was there
they
any?
said there's like anecdotal reports of people experiencing
Right.
stuff after the medication, but they can't prove it or disprove it, and it's just
Yeah.
anxiety and depression, right? It's just
Yeah.
like gaslighting.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And when you hear it's anecdotal, a lot of people don't put a whole lot of stock into the anecdotes, right? They look at the empirical data, and that's when you end up getting screwed ultimately because you trust the empirical data over the anecdotes. So, how long did it take you to get the medication? Like you had the consultation, I guess, with Keeps. You went online. I'm assuming
Yeah,
you had to take some pictures too, right? Like of your
yeah. I
scalp.
just took pictures of my scalp, and they
Yeah.
sent it. Um, but I had it in my, I got it in the mail like a week later. But I had it in my possession for like a month because I was kind of worried about taking it because you kind of hear the stories, do
Yeah.
the research.
So you actually took some time. You had a month before you actually took the medication after you received it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so let me ask you this, man. What happened after you took it? Like, can you walk me through that process?
Yeah, so when I decided to take it, I decided to start with a very low dose, 3 times a week. So I was
Mhm.
taking like half a pill,
Oh, okay.
three So, you know, for my dosage. So I
Right.
thought this was going to be like super safe. Any
Hmm.
side effects I can just stop. The first dose, I had it was a very strange feeling. I felt like very intense brain fog,
Hmm.
but it went away like after in a couple hours.
Hmm.
And the next day I was fine,
Hmm.
and I figured it was just my body getting used to it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Then the second dose is when I crashed. So I took it at night, and
Hmm.
then I went to bed. And an hour later, I wake up um, drenched in sweat, and
Hmm.
that's when I had the crash. It was anhedonia, couldn't feel emotions.
Hmm.
I felt like an old man, like 90 years old.
Yeah. Did
Everything
you?
gave me like a panic attack. It was,
Yeah. I get that, man. So it happened pretty quickly for you. You took 2 doses, and you only took half a pill for each dose. Is that correct?
yeah.
And the second time you took it, that's when you really crashed. And so, I mean, when you woke up the next morning, you said you felt like an old man. Did you have like joint cracking? Did you just feel weak? Was it,
I felt like
fatigue?
weak.
Yeah.
I couldn't like. I was basically bedbound.
Hmm.
Um, I felt like super sick, but like wired and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
just I couldn't feel tired. I just felt like my body hurt. Everything hurt.
Hmm.
Um, couldn't feel any pleasure out of anything. It was just a struggle
Yeah.
that lasted for a month before it got better.
Okay. So some things did improve over the course of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a rundown on what's improved?
And anhedonia
Okay.
improved. Able to
Yeah.
enjoy things. You know,
Yeah.
um, emotional blunting.
Hmm.
Um, the anxiety and insomnia doesn't have improved too.
Yeah.
Mainly neurological, but
Yeah.
and the sexual side effects have improved as well.
Okay. So everything is at least somewhat improved for you. How long have you been off the drug now?
A year and a half, a
Year and a
year
half.
and 4 months. So
Okay. Okay. I'm glad to hear some things have improved, man. For a lot of people, they do over the course of the first year. Not with everybody, but I'm glad to hear you have seen some improvements. Uh, have you gone to any doctors about this?
yeah, it's not. Um, they don't believe you.
Yeah. They just gaslit you and
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been to a testosterone clinic and they thought I was crazy, but they gave me Clomid and that didn't really help.
Yeah.
Then I went to an endo and they didn't believe me.
Yeah. It's hard to find support with all this, man. I mean, I've been to numerous doctors over the years, and I've had the same experience. Doctors don't believe me. They tried prescribing me HCG at one point. I did two, we'll call them sessions of that for like 3 to 6 months each, and it didn't really do a whole lot for me. I think I was able to put some weight back on the first time. Second time I did it, didn't really do anything to improve my symptoms. But it's just people are desperate. They're willing to try anything. I mean, have you tried improving your diet or anything or
Yeah, I eat
supplementation or
clean.
anything like that?
I cut out alcohol, caffeine,
Hmm.
um, everything, sugar, gluten.
Yeah.
And that helps. Doesn't make
Yeah.
me worse, but it's not like a magic bullet or anything.
Yeah. It doesn't, it helps where it doesn't like exacerbate the symptoms when you have a cleaner diet. I know like
Yeah,
if I eat gluten or if I have anything that's high in carbs, it's like my brain fog goes through the roof at that point and my body just feels very decrepit and old and my joints start to crack again. So I got to be very strict and disciplined about what I actually consume at this point. So I get that. Have you talked to any of your, if you don't mind me asking, have you talked to any of your friends about this?
yeah. My friends believe me, but they don't understand. It's not. You can't really
Yeah.
convey like how devastating this is to your life.
Yeah. No, you can't, man. I mean, I've talked to plenty of my friends about this, and they're supportive. But how do you convey the fact that you have anhedonia and you've lost your emotions, and you have severe insomnia and brain fog, and you can't think properly or connect with people? I mean, that's tough, man. I get that. So now it's been about a year that you've been off the drug. Is that right?
A year and 4 months.
Year and 4 months. That's right. You said that. And so some things have improved. At this point, what are you currently dealing with? What are your primary symptoms?
It's just neurologically, it feels like I'm hungover every day. Some days are better, some days are worse,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still like I feel like I have the flu or I'm hungover. I just feel sick and
Yeah.
tired, but I
Yeah.
can still like enjoy things and sleep and all that.
Okay.
Um,
That's good, man.
Physical issues. I'm having like a lot of physical problems this year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Skin issues, seborrheic dermatitis,
Mm-hmm.
just like circulation and nerve issues with like, tingling in my legs and my arms.
I get that.
Um, yeah, it's and the main issue is I think sensitivity to like everything.
Yeah.
Where you're like afraid to like I had a UTI and I was afraid to take antibiotics because I didn't know how they would affect me.
Yeah.
And luckily they didn't like crash me or anything, but it's still like I have to take that into account.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of a scary thing, isn't it? Because I'm afraid to take anything, even regular medications, supplements, certain foods I eat. My
Yeah,
buddy gave me a Monster energy drink yesterday. I don't drink those, but I gave it right back to him. I said, "Look, man, I'm not. I can't take the chances. I don't know if this is going to crash me or if it's going to cause my brain fog to become worse or what. So you got to be very vigilant about what you consume or put into your body.
I
You
don't
know?
take anything unless it's like I need to, like unless I have like an infection or something.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely, man. No, I get that, Nathan. I'm glad to hear things are improving for you. Stay on the track. I do hope that things eventually fully recover for you. I know it's tough to see right now, but I do believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. Uh, Before we hop off, man, do you have any closing statements or anything else you want to tell the audience?
um, I don't think so. Um, Said it was just like I guess just don't take it. Don't take finasteride.
Yeah,
Um, these drugs like SSRIs and just be very careful
yeah,
taking these stuff because you know you don't know how you could react.
yeah.
I thought I'm young, I'm healthy. I could take one or two and see how they affect me. It'd be fine. But you never know.
Right. I think I want to highlight that too before we hop off. You only took essentially one pill. You cut the pill in half, so two half doses. You took two of those. So and that's all it took for you to deal with these persistent side effects. That's unbelievable, man. But I've heard stories like that before. So look, man, I'm really sorry you're going through this. Stay strong. I do believe we're going to find a way out of this. But what you're doing right now, Nathan, is really the best thing you can do. I tell everybody, sharing your story, going public, talking about this is how we're going to build awareness. So, Nathan, really appreciate you jumping on, man. And we'll see everyone next time.